Well, hello, me chooks. Matt here. So, it's Australia Day long weekend, and I thought it would be kind of good or great or a fantastic idea from me to look at an Australian film I haven't actually seen before. And that film would be a movie called Snapshot. There we go. Snapshot. This is the 4K HDR restoration with Dolby Vision from this one's from the UK, from Indicator, and I believe there was an Australian version as well. But anyway, look, I'm going to be straight up. It's not my favorite transfer of all time. It's actually quite still blurry. It's not as crisp as what I thought it could be. I've seen crisper Hong Kong films than this. So, but this one is directed by Simon Windsor, and it stars Sigrid Thornton as a model. So this one, let me just read the thing. So while I was doing the research for this one, I was trying to find it actually, because I bought this last year, but I hadn't still seen it. So that was the reason why I thought, yeah, let's watch that Sigrid Thornton film. If you don't know, Sigrid Thornton was in The Man from Snowy River, and she was in a really big TV show here called Sea Change. She's sort of like Australian royalty. And I haven't really seen a lot of films with Sigrid Thornton in them lately. I think the last time I saw her in a film was Inspector Gadget 2, but we won't talk about that. But anyway, so she is Australian royalty. She was in a massive TV show called Sea Change here, yeah, it's if you see, she is a good actress. She is a very good actress, even if she is topless in this. She was only just starting out, really, and I think she was about 20 at the time she was doing this, so she was really just trying to branch out, and I don't blame her. But anyway, so while I was doing the research for this one, I found I already owned a copy, but I owned the standard Blu-ray from Umbrella, and I bought it for like really cheap, for like 2 for $20. So, and I think I got a discount on that as well, so 20% discount on that as well. So, you know, $8. What can you do? You can't say no to that, can you? But yeah, but this is actually worthwhile having, because it comes with a booklet. It comes with a CD sample soundtrack with some of the soundtrack on the actual disc itself. So as well as a few others like Patrick and all that. So it's sort of like an Australian Ozploitation sampler sort of thing. But anyway, so this movie, I'll give you the synopsis. So it's a young, impressionable trainee hairdresser, Angela. I used to know an Angela. Sigrid Thornton becomes a media sensation after posing topless for an advertising campaign. Thrust into the high-stakes world of glamour and fame, Angela discovers that she is being stalked by a mysterious psychopath in a Mr. Whippy van. Now, if you don't know what a Mr. Whippy van is, it's an ice cream van. So it's one of the ones that used to, stop around the streets and little kids go up and get ice cream and all that sort of stuff. They don't really have them nowadays. I have seen them around a little bit, but it's very, very rare. Like rare. But it was a very exciting time for us children. I guarantee that. Anyway, could the unseen psycho be the seductive supermodel, or the kinky photographer, or the lecherous film producer, or Angela's devoted but unstable boyfriend? All will be revealed in this taut and titillating thriller. I like that word, titillating thriller. I'm going to use titillating more. From Ozploitation A-Team. So this is from the producer of Patrick as well. So if you've seen Patrick, it's a nutty film. Like a lot of Australian early films. Thankfully, I'm not talking about Mad Max. Anyway, but if you do get the Umbrella release, just remember that on the cover, it gives away pretty much the whole plot of the film. Now, you would think, hey, this is a slasher. No, it's not a slasher. Even though the original, well, not the original title, but the title that they tried to sell it on later on down the track was called The Day After Halloween. Unfortunately, it was probably too late and it sort of slipped in the cracks. But it's not a bad film. I thought, oh yeah, I'll see how it go. 10, 15 minutes in, and I still was interested to see how it'll go. And then like half an hour, and then I'll be like, yeah, I want to see where this is going. But it's not a real slasher. Probably the last 15 minutes is suddenly tacked on with the slasher element. There is no murders, massive murders. There's one murder. Well, I don't know if you call it a murder. I don't know, but it could be manslaughter. But there's one death. Okay, there's one death in the whole entire film, and so it's pretty much just a story of Sigrid Thornton's character as she just tries to go through being a famous celebrity. Now, this is where it starts to go a little bit off the rails for me. I felt no sense at all that she was this big famous star. There is an extended edition with this movie that includes standard definition deleted scenes that they've put in as an extended edition. I didn't watch that. I watched the 4K. I kind of find it disconcerting when I'm watching a movie and then it goes from HD to standard def, and it just doesn't work for me. So I'd rather watch the original film as it was created. Just a shame they didn't include the deleted scenes, which may have given more better to the story. But yeah, this is not a bad Australian film, and I feel that it's probably not been given the love that it kind of deserves. It's just one of those things where it came out in 1979, the same year as Mad Max, and really didn't make a big, massive impact. But I'm glad I watched it, and I'm glad that, I would actually rewatch this again at some point. But it's an Australian film, and I'm not the biggest fan of Australian films. I know, shock horror, but I'm not. I'm just, they're very, very, they've got to have that certain element to them, like things like Razorback and that I actually enjoy, yeah. Anyway, but this is a really, really not bad film. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to watch the whole thing all at once. I was going to watch it in bits, but I ended up watching the whole thing all at once. It's just an interesting tale, really. It's more of a tale about a model's trying to reach the top and the horrible lecturers that try to use her to get to where they want to get to, if you know what I mean. And just, yeah, as I said, I was disappointed by the ending, but it's not its fault. I think it was sort of just tacked on at the end. It was like, oh, this is, this is pretty much, where does this end? Let's make it a slasher. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where you just enjoy a film for what it is. And, Sigrid Thornton, it's culturally, it's amazing to see Melbourne back in 1979, vastly different to what it is today. And as you know, I went to Melbourne last month, and I would actually be interesting to actually go around and see where these certain parts were shot. However, I think that those sort of areas have way gone, and unfortunately they've all been bulldozed, and so there's no point going and doing a then and now sort of video, because really I think those places are way gone, which is a shame, but that's Melbourne for you. They destroy the past to make way for the selective future. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Who am I? I'm Matt Pott, and I'll see you next time.